Welcome back, everybody, to Ben's Marble Tournament Season 5, hosted by Orange Fireball. As we are here at Event 9, taking a look at the standings, Blue Gang still holds on, just barely, as it's really close between the teams, but this event is target shooting. As you see, the pins are stacked up. It's pretty simple to tell. You want to knock down as many as you can, and there are 2 runs, so they'll be added together. Whoever has the most will win. And also, to break ties, it will be how many you have left on the platform and those that are still up off the platform. And the more you have, the lower your ranking. As you see the local test teams go by, showing our competitors how this is done. And we start off with Orange Fireball. And a pretty poor result, I'm not going to lie. How did they take it? Not the best. As you see, I think the whole bottom one stayed up as Citrus, the captain, gets a 15. What about Mandarin? About the same, a little more spread out. But not many getting knocked down. As you see, yeah, not really. Didn't really see where they hit it, but 14 for Mandarin. That's rough. So a 29 is what Orange Fireball will start things off with. Now, Parrot, a bird team. They are pretty angry, and I guess their anger shows. A 17 start things off. Angry Birds reference. And you see, it was not too bad. A 17 for their Captain Macaw, as Parakeet goes down for their second run. And that's about the same. Not too bad. And how do they take it? A little, kind of square in the middle. And 16. That's still not too bad. What is their total? 33. All right. So Parrot goes into first. Well over Orange Fireball, who is struggling for our host. Dino and with T-Rex, that's pretty mid. A 17 is what it looks like. Yeah, once again, hitting the middle. I think if you hit the middle, you get most of the pins down, but you're not going to get all of them. Just about 2/3 of them. Or, actually, no, like 80% of them. And Raptor does about the same, doing pretty mid. And where does Dino score come up to? 17. So 2 17s is a 34. Still enough for first place, though. And we move on to Abominable for Yeti. Yeti sitting 10th in the standings. And that's pretty good. They knocked down most of the pins. And we'll see how they did this. Oh, they aimed for that bottom one and got hit the platform. That really seemed to work out because you get some bottom ones down plus all the ones above. Now Bigfoot and seem to do the same. I don't think it's a 19, but that's still a really good score. What did they get in the end? 18. So that's not a bad run. But a 37, that moves Yeti up to first place. 3 points over Dinos, so that's a big gap. Barrier for Cautioner now goes up. They should be pretty used to demolishing things. And that's a pretty good one, as I think that's 18. I see 3. Yeah, it is 18 for Barrier. And we'll see what Blaze can do. Blazing this course, and wow, they really spread out there. And I think that's maybe what it is, 17? Yeah, it is. All right, so that's not too bad. 17 for Blaze, and where does that put Cautioner? A 35 into second place, so it's not too bad. Coco from Brownie is up, and how do they do? Oh man, that's that's not good. And I mean, maybe not the worst, but about the same for Orange Fireball. And Coco gets a 16, so they have to do a little bit better on the second run. And, nope. Caramel cannot get it. We'll see what their problem was. They hit the middle, but once again, those bottom ones stay up, and a 15 and 31 for Brownie. That's not the best, and it's one of the lower totals. Puts them into 5th. Silver Bullet, the only team without a medal. They are desperately looking for one. And, oh wow, you see one of the pins is actually on top of 2, hitting a little bit above the middle, and that's obviously not good for Platinum. But we'll see what Mercury can do as they will go down, and Mercury, okay, they hit a little bit lower, and I think that was a little bit better. Actually, it is. Yeah, they hit the platform themselves, and 17, that's not the worst, but their first run knocks them down a bit. 32 puts Silver Bullet into 5th. Astro Turtle, halfway through. Starting with Turbo, the first event ever for Turbo. And they are the captain. And not a bad launch. They once again hit the bottom. That is the best way, and Turbo gets an 18. That's a good start. Now we'll see what Crush can do. Crush is up and away. I think that's still pretty good, around the same area of 18. They hit a little bit higher, but I think they had better luck than a team like Orange Fireball, but it's still a 17, and they go into 3rd with a 32. Now, like I mentioned, for tiebreakers, Cautioner still had 4 up, and Astro Turtle had 6, so they will be tied. But we head into the second half, and it's Yeti who is still holding on. Now Meteoreo, starting with Minty Chip. And they aimed a little bit lower on that one. It's a little rough, but how did they translate? About the same as Dino, as I think you might want to sway a little bit while hitting the bottom, but not fully. And now it's about the same. They split out, but still a pretty good knocking down of the pins. Oh yeah, that was that right in the middle, and Minty Twist gets a 17. So pretty good, 34. So Meteoreo goes into 4th. Above the top half, so in the top half, should I say, starting with Violet from Purple Jellyfish, and that's a 19. Great job there. How did they do it? They go up and they hit that bottom there, and they spread it out pretty wide, and Violet, a 19. That's great for them. Can their member Magenta follow that up? No. From such a great score to a pretty poor score. Oh, they hit towards the middle. Like I've mentioned, that's not the best strategy, as Magenta will get a 14, not the best. And you see, it really hurt them. They go into 6 with a 33. Still, though, their first run total was good enough to keep them high up enough. Now, Yellow Mango starting with Manila. Not the best score. How did they do it? They hit the middle, and some were piling on top of each other. But a 17, that's pretty mid for most teams. Now Champagne. Haven't seen them in a while. And, yeah, not the best look. How did they take that? Once again in the middle, and this one, it did not benefit them. Champagne gets a 15, and they go into 9th. Not the best. Yellow Mango has been winning a couple medals recently, as Oscar goes up, starting with Statue. Not too bad. How was it in actually, though? And they once again hit the middle. One of them, they hit really far, and 16 for Statue. That's pretty middle of the road, but still not too bad. What about Nominee? They seemed to hit the bottom, and it did work out for them. Hitting that bottom will get you a good score, and it did right there. What did it actually get? An 18. That's still pretty good. As 34 for Oscar, they improved on run number 2, and they go into 4th. 4 runners left. Lizard, starting with their Captain Gecko. I think they hit the middle. I don't know. It's a little hard to tell. But where did it go? Yeah, the middle, and 17 is what I'm looking at. And it is. So how will Skink take this course? Wonderfully. A 19, I think. I don't know. It's a little hard to tell. You kind of need to go to the other camera view. Oh, this time they didn't went a little higher, but it worked to their advantage. 19 for Skink and a 36. Lizard goes into 2nd. That's the best run we've seen in a while. Now Webster for Midnight Spider. How did they do? And once again, a 19. At least I think. And how was their trajectory? It is, actually. They hit the middle, and it worked out that well. That's impressive. All these later runs here are doing very well. What about Creep? Creep goes up, and they do the same. Wow. They're just proving my point, and they did hit the bottom on this one, and it still worked out. So 19, I believe, that will put Midnight Spider up to the lead. Yes, it does. 38. They go to the top spot, and Yellow Yeti falls back. And Midnight Spider is guaranteed a medal. What about Comet from Alien? That did not go out well. What was their problem? And they hit the middle, but they kind of went backwards and couldn't get much going for them. 14. But what can Eclipse do? Can they do better? Yes, they do, by a lot, but I think their first run score may have hurt them a little bit too much. That's still pretty good by Eclipse, 18, but where does their first run put them? 32 in 11th, so not great for Alien, but could have been worse. Our final run, Blue Gang, starting with Cobalt. And that's a pretty good score. They went low like most other marbles, and they seem to do pretty well for it. Yes, indeed. 18. Now, what can their partner Cerulean do in return? Cerulean goes up. Not as good, but that's still not a bad score for a championship leader. Oh, they went really high, but actually, never mind. And yeah, 16. It did kind of hurt them, but a 34 is still good enough for 6 for Blue Gang. That means that the gold medal goes to Midnight Spider. Yeti gets silver, and Lizard gets bronze. As you see, Creep, Midnight Spider up there. Creep, that's their first medal ever in anything, so well done to them, and it's their best finish. As you see, a lot of tiebreakers there, but luckily they're only by 2, and luckily not that much. As you take a look at the standings, after Event 9, Blue Gang still holds on, but Midnight Spider and Yeti are both jumping quite a bit, as it's still very close between everybody in these standings. What will the home stretch show for us? The next event is block pushing.